To presentation number 5, this is now. Next finalists are a local team from Truro, and they told me this bid is made by them on the behalf of young people. Thousands of young people in Cornwall play video games such as Call of Duty and Grand Theft Auto. You won't know anything about that, Bishop, I promise you. Yet only 800 attend a Church of England church. With those figures in mind, this is what they came up with as far as their bid and pitch today is concerned, ladies and gentlemen. So we are talking the Truro churches, a project for young people to develop ways of establishing local missional communities or clubs based on creative activity and technology and encompassing many of the recreational activities young people enjoy, like video games. We present Pioneer Youth Work.
So we've got this opportunity to really make a difference, but what if no one turns up?
I would say our youth group was pretty good. We've invited our friends, but we've never been to make a real impact.
Yeah, I mean, I've asked some of my friends at school, but none really seem that keen.
But why? Why aren't they interested?
It's for the vinyl bashing goody-goodies.
It's outdated, full of losers.
It's just old people. They don't do any fun things.
It's not cool.
So that's what they don't like.
What would they want?
Sport. Some fun and games.
Drama and music. To hang out with my friends.
Anything cool.
So now we know what they don't want and what they like.
What are we going to do about it?
There are around 100,000 under 18-year-olds in Cornwall today, yet only 800 go to a C of E church. That's less than 1% of the next generation. We should be doing more to love, care, and serve them.
We've done the research, we've held meetings, interviewed our friends, we've looked at what's already around, and from our findings, we've developed our own idea, a brand new approach to reaching our friends.
We've seen a similar project working amazingly on the Wirral near Liverpool, and this has inspired us to make this a reality for ourselves. At the heart of our project is an idea to bring our friends closer to the God that we know, the God of love and compassion, of life and fun, not the God of rules and boredom.
We will establish a hub in Truro City Centre from which we will run interest-based clubs focused on what we, young people, want to do, led by mentors. We ran our own club for the day to test this out, focused on recording music.
And we felt this went really well. We want to share our ideas with our friends in a more natural environment. We want to be mentored in both our skills and in developing our relationships with Jesus. And we now know this can be done.
And this concept is what really sets us apart from existing youth work in Truro. There's nothing like it at the moment. So we've decided that this is really what we want to create for ourselves. We can bring our friends to the church.
If you believe in us today. Right, folks, it's checklist time.
Our concept is innovative and new.
We have come up with this idea ourselves. We've been to the Wirral, and we've seen something similar can be done. There is nothing like this already in Truro.
We've been able to adapt what we saw to our own context here in Cornwall. The project has been designed to be rolled out and to become a feature of youth work across the whole county. We've planned to start this process in Year 2. Our idea is for people like us everywhere, not just in Truro.
We have the support of Truro Churches Together and the Truro Schools team.
We've done all the proper financial planning beyond this diocesan funding.
Our mentors are the great strength of our project, and we have them.
There are over 7,000 young people in Truro every school day. That's nearly 10 times the amount of people that go to a C of E church in Cornwall as a whole.
We want to reach them, to do church differently. We are ready to go.
We know that we can do this.
All we need now is for you to believe in us. Believe in us.
Thank you very much indeed. Can you just explain to me, what are video games? Ian, I think you were going to ask.
Yeah, in the presentation and in your documents, you mentioned that you spoke to other youth groups in Cornwall, like Young People Cornwall, etc. Do you plan to collaborate with them, and if so, how?
Yeah, so we have collaborated with Young People Cornwall. We had a meeting with them. It was really positive, and they've agreed to let us use some of their space if we need it. We've also chatted to. So that's in Zeb's in Truro. We've also chatted to Truro Foyer, who run a lot of youth work in Truro already, and they're also really supportive of our concept and what will send their young people to it. So we're really excited about the possibility of bringing people from outside the church into our.
You've had discussions, but have you identified any activities you can do with them? Because there is quite a bit of sort of.
Yeah. So Zeb's currently run a music club, and they've offered us the use of their recording studio. So I think you could see from the video that the first club that we did was based on recording music, and so they've already offered us the space to be able to do that and the facilities to do that. So we think that works really well, and we think that's probably where we'll start.
Thank you.
Just a couple of things from me, really. One is that the beginning of your presentation, when you had some people turning their backs saying what was bad about church, that got quite a reaction from the audience, and then what was good about church. Why, if you're going to do this whizzy club thing, why would anybody come to church?
We think this turns things around from being Christian-based to being what young people want to do, which sort of makes it more attractive. In the past, we sort of looked at doing activities, and then we do the Christian bit at the end where we have the talk. And this turns this around. This is one-to-one. This is mentoring. This is growing young people individually. It's not just a big group. And we feel that by doing things that young people want to do, what we want to do, then we will bring them in.
Isn't it what people want to do? So won't all the churches empty and go and join your clubs?
Well, I think the churches are full of old people at the moment. So
I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon. And just finally, why do you need money for this? Why? I mean, you're all whizzy young people. You've got really lots of energy and good ideas. Can't you just do it?
This project is about big ambition for Cornwall, and the resources we currently have just won't stretch to the scale that we want to do this for. We want to roll this out across the county, across the diocese. We want to involve as many different churches and clusters as we can, and with the money we have at the moment, it's just not enough. So we need this diocesan funding to kick-start it, so we can start something massive for God here in Cornwall.
And as you know, Tim, these video games, they don't buy themselves.
Is that right? I didn't know that. I think you better go and speak to that old person over there now. Thank you.
A word to the wise, try not to irritate the panel if you can. That'd be my advice. These things can go a little bit differently on the day. How did that go as far as you were concerned?
Well, we rehearsed really hard. We felt that it went really, really well.
Yeah, it did indeed. 200 people though, and cameras and all sorts of things, and me, possibly, as an influence. How do you think it went? Were you nervous at any point?
Well, with your presence, it just made all the difference. I think it just gave us that... Give us that extra bit of confidence.
I'm going to go and sit with the panel in a minute. I really am. And the other thing that I noticed, there was no one from the older generation in that presentation at all. Was that a conscious effort?
That was. We really wanted this to be our idea and led by us. So it would involve other young people, because if they saw young people doing it, then they'd want to join in and be a part of it.
Absolutely, and the pitch continues. Brilliant. Guys, thank you very much indeed. A very good afternoon to you. Oh. And an interesting reaction from you lot there as well, actually. That's